All right. Now we're doing FreeCodeCamp, JavaScript algorithms and data structures, basic algorithm scripting, repeat a string. All right. So we're going to repeat a given string str, which is going to be the first argument, this one right here, for num times, which is going to be this number right here, as the second argument. So we're going to, or this variable, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so we're going to return an empty string if num is not a positive number. For the purpose of this challenge, we're not going to use the repeat method. All right. That being said, we haven't even gone over the repeat method, so let's go over it anyway. Why not? So if you're new to the repeat method, we've got it right here. The repeat method of a string of values constructs and returns a new string which contains the specified number of copies of this string, all concatenated together. So basically, we just say repeat and then count, and it would put all the strings together. And I'll just show you real quick. We'll say something like this. We'll say repeat. We'll say string dot repeat num times. All right. Let's wrap this thing in parentheses down here, this function call, and say console.log in front of it, console.log, like that. And you'll see down here ABC, 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 like that. But clearly, not going to work. They're not going to let us get away with that. So that being said, let's make a for loop, okay? And let's make a for loop adding this to an empty string 3 times. So since we already know we're going to add it to an empty string 3 times, let's say let result equal the empty string right there, right? So after that, let's do a for loop and say for let I equal, and we're going to start at num. So like 3 in this case and work backwards. So let's say let I equal num while I is while I is greater than 0, because we're going to stop at 0. We'll say I minus minus. So we'll go 3 minus minus, that'll be 2 minus minus, and then 1. You know how it works. All right. So all we got to do here is just say result plus equals the string str, and then we'll come down here and say return result. And as you can see right here, we got ABC, 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 like ABC, ABC. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. Let's run the test. Looks good, but you know what? Let's make something. Let's do it another way, because that's a little too easy. And why not learn more than one thing in one video? Why not kill 2 birds or 3 birds with 1 stone? So let me show you about this thing called array.from. All right. So if we make an array of this thing 3 times and then concatenate them together with the join method, it'll do the same thing, right? So to make an array of this 3 times, we would use this array.from method. And the array.from static method creates a new shallow copied array instance from an iterable or array-like object, all right? So the syntax we're going to use is this second one right here, which is going to have the array-like object and the map function, all right? And the map function is just a function to call on every element in the array. And in our case, we're just going to return the string in every single one of the elements, all right? But for the array-like object, let's come down here and look at this example. We've got this right here. You see this object right here. It's got length as the key and then 5 as the value. That'll work perfect for us, all right? So we're going to come over here and we'll start by setting this up ES6 style. We'll say const repeat string num times, like this. Throw it in right there, equals, and then we'll have right here str and num as our arguments, and then we'll have the arrow like this. Let's come down on this second line so we have a little more room. And we'll do something like this. We'll say array.from, all right? And we're going to have the array-like object first, which will be length is 5, all right? And you see it gives us this array now that's got 5 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so now we just got to fill up the elements with that map function. And so since we're just going to return this string and we don't need an argument in there, we'll just have a placeholder of a little, what is those things called? Underscore for the argument. And then we'll say str. Just put that in there 5 times. And now you see down here, we've got this array like that. So now what we're going to do is join them together using the join method. And the join method creates and returns a new string by concatenating all the elements in this array, separated by commas or a specified separator string, right? So in this case, we're going to use an empty string for the specified separator string. Let's come down here and say dot join. Why is it? Oh, not five, not length 5, guys. Come back. Length num. Okay, you see it's ABC, ABC, ABC. I'm glad I caught that. So we've got join, and you see now it's separated by commas, because if we don't put anything in there, it'll separate it by commas. But if we put an empty string, it concatenates them right up next to each other. So let's run the test. Looks good, and submit it. All right. Now we're on to truncate a string, and if you're having trouble with these, just to let you know, if you haven't heard yet, you can just come on over here to Code Wars, make yourself an account, start with the 8Q lessons, work your way down to 5Q. You don't have to do all of them, because there's like thousands between here and here, especially between here and here. But yeah, just work your way, just do the choice ones, whichever ones you feel comfortable with, and you'll get a pretty good working knowledge of this stuff. Anyway, so now we're on to truncate a string, and we'll see you next time.